Wait there. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Just grab yourself some good.
We're getting something. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So, are we ready?
Hold on.
Clearly, we never are ready.
I just want to separate them and not make too much noise. Okay.
Ooh, try this one.
Because you make noise all day.
Yep.
This is the authentic whatever. It's like really
Holy
good.
shit, that is some good stuff, man. Is that Boont?
No, that's the Iyer.
Oh.
I Geiger. I had... Wait,
Margarita,
no,
can you tell us what that bottle
You're drinking
says?
the Boont.
Which one?
This feels like a Boont. This drink definitely feels like a Boont.
This is Oktoberfest Marzen. Oktoberfest Marzen.
Okay, are we ready?
I believe so. I think I'm actually having a heart attack. So if you see me fall over, just
I
let
won't
me
do
die.
anything.
No resuscitation.
It's tattooed on you already. You know I'm gonna get that tattooed on you one day if you get too drunk. You're like, Margarita, let me touch you. I'm like, let's go to the tattoo parlor, Steven.
Wait, you're gonna get it tattooed that I can touch you every time I'm drunk?
No.
Yes.
The
Thank you.
do not
You are
resuscitate.
Oh.
That's what she's saying. Touch her.
Yep.
And
And,
then
that's
you
when we
touch
cut
me.
that.
Yep.
Till
Oh, it's
I
already
get
recording?
Yeah. Are we recording?
It
Yeah,
doesn't
we've been
look like
recording
the
for 3
buttons.
minutes.
We've been recording for 3 minutes.
Oh, we have?
3
You
minutes.
sure?
3 minutes.
Absolutely.
That's what Tom's saying. So
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I don't know. It is Tom.
Well, I'm ready.
Yep. You ready?
Wow. Was that just a massive case of dry mouth?
Yeah.
I think Tom had a stroke.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Twin Shadows Podcast. This is episode 2. I am your co-host, Tom. Followed, and sorry, let me start over.
Okay, let's take 2.
Hello, everybody. God damn it! Hold on.
I had to.
Hello, everybody, and this is Twin Shadows Podcast. My name is Tom, joined by my 2 lovely co-hosts.
Steven.
Margarita.
I hope everybody's doing good. This is episode 2, what we've called "The Mind Is a Beautiful Thing."
Oh, what inspired
Oh.
that title?
Did I name it?
I don't know.
Yeah, of course you named it. You wrote these notes.
Really? I thought you changed it.
I thought it was a joke.
I didn't change anything. I wrote my answers.
Oh, yeah.
Mind
yeah.
is a beautiful thing. I think that's becoming my greatest issue is I write stuff and I have no idea what I wrote.
Makes sense.
Well, I
Let me
guess
get
it's
back
good.
to my normal position. I'm not in my announcer audio voice now. I can go back down to my normal annoying voice tone.
Is this your normal voice?
Yeah, I think so. This is my normal voice.
Oh, really?
Wouldn't you like to know what my normal voice sounds like?
Well, that just sounded scary.
Yeah.
This is how my-
You
It
sound
was
like, a
oh my god, I'm
murderer.
getting raped.
I'm like,
This is
oh
how-
no.
This is what happens when I put effort into the things I say.
We just knock you down.
I'm just lazy most of the time. So, what's everybody drinking today?
I am drinking a pear cider and
A
what
pear.
is
You're
it?
already drinking 2 things.
Oktoberfest Marzen.
Yeah, it's like an Iyengar beer. It's pretty good.
Chuck Yeager?
Bavavian.
I like it.
Yeah.
You like Chuck Yeager or you like the beer?
Steven, you're drinking
Oh,
a Bunt.
I don't know actually
drinking
who
the
is
Bund.
Chuck Yeager.
Boont.
Bunt Amber Ale.
Wund.
So,
Boont.
cheers.
Oh.
Salud. Wow. So this is episode number 2 of our podcast.
Yeah, I guess it'd be
Even
more,
though we've recorded like
more-
7 podcasts
more
prior.
accurately, I would say it's more like chapter 2 than episode 2. Because the educational part of the show is more like a chapter, whereas, I mean, this is technically like episode like 4 or 16, depending on how long you've been listening.
Yeah.
Because we never came out with anything before.
And yeah. So, anyone have any weekly recaps? Any movies you guys saw of interest?
Oh, I saw Veronica, and it's like a Spanish movie about like Ouija boards and demons and stuff. But I wanna.
Any good?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I like scary movies, but a lot of them don't scare me nowadays. Which
So, on
suck.
the topic of Ouija boards, would you guys ever want to do like a Ouija board?
No.
I done one. It's fun. Doesn't work. I got dizzy, but that's it. But I
It
was
doesn't
also
work,
normal.
but I got possessed and raped by a demon.
yeah.
Jesus
You
Christ.
want to play a Ouija board one day?
No?
Why?
Just the 3 of us in a dark room with our clothes off.
Yeah, and then we all get possessed by the devil.
I'm down.
That's... Wait, all of our clothes are off?
Tom
So-
just wants some contact with someone.
So, Steven,
Yes.
you see any interesting movies? Have anything interesting happened to you this week?
Well, coming up, I'm going to be going to Las Vegas to attend NAB
Nice. Can you
2018.
describe to our listeners what that is in case they don't know what.
I'm not really sure I know what it means.
What is
I
the
think-
abbreviation at
I
least?
think it is National American Broadcasters? Or maybe National Association of Broadcasters.
I don't know. Either one sounds pretty good to me.
But it's a convention where they basically have all of media, the tech stuff, the equipment stuff, and, just advertise what's the latest and greatest coming out.
Yeah.
You're going to
Okay.
be enjoying that, gonna nerd out.
All right, so you'll have to come back and report if you saw anyone interesting or
You're gonna have to report. Who am I gonna see interesting?
maybe you'll see like Tim Robbins or something.
Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
He's like, oh hey Steven, yeah, I love this stuff.
I don't know. I don't know Tim Robbins. He might be there.
That would be awesome if Tim Robbins is there. I like
But
him.
he's a guest speaker for his work on the amazing Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
So how'd you find out about the, what is it, NRA?
Yes.
What was it?
Yes, he's joining the National Rifle Association.
Yeah.
He's offering
Oh,
himself
right.
as a linchpin.
What is
I will
it called?
get the brown people to like us. Huh?
What is it called again?
NAB.
Oh, NAB. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. My mistake. How'd you find out about it?
Well, it's the biggest convention of its kind, I believe. Is CES? That's electronics too,
Yeah,
right?
Consumer Electronic Expo.
Okay, yeah. So this would be separate.
Do they give you free stuff there? Like swag bags stuff
I have no idea. I've never
course,
been. This
yeah.
is my first time going.
That's a very convention
thing?
thing. You'll get some kind of free shit from something.
I went to CatCon once and they give us a lot of like stickers.
CadCon?
Cat? Like,
Cat?
Like the animal.
What's that?
It's a convention about cats. It was fun. Not enough cats though.
Why did we let her on this podcast?
I told you already. I'm for like the general audience who doesn't know, and they'll ask questions.
You're
about
the
stuff.
you're the
even-
hook to actually get people to like us.
It's because even though like we always shit on Margarita, we both really dislike her as a friend.
That's why I'm here.
That is the cheesiest shit I've ever heard in my life.
He said dislike. Obviously, didn't hear that because then
You
he
said
would have been
dislike?
like,
No, I didn't.
"Yeah."
He said that he likes.
Oh,
He said he likes you
Yeah, that's what I
Thank
said.
you.
as a friend.
thank you.
I didn't say that. Don't
And a
look at
sexual
me.
object.
But there's a very fine line. I'm just kidding.
So Tom.
But you didn't talk about your La La Land thing.
Oh, well, I wasn't really gonna bring it up.
Okay.
Aw.
Do you? Well, now you mention it, so I
yeah,
have
I
to.
kind of want to hear about it. Even though I
Well,
read
just
it.
mainly that Kylie wanted to watch a movie, so she put on La La Land, and it's a really good movie, man. Like,
Still haven't seen it.
if it doesn't charm you with the opening act, you're kind of
freeway
a
thing?
shitty person.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
I mean,
yeah,
you can
on YouTube.
hate it, like maybe because you don't like the characters, Margarita. But I mean, just overall, it's just a really well done production, you know. And I haven't seen Moonlight, but I don't know.
No. Moonlight, I mean, the first act of that film is really good, but
Yeah.
it just, like, it's a roller coaster, but that doesn't go back up.
So it's just like straight down forever and ever.
It's like the first act is, like, super good acting. Story's really tight. Second act, he's a teenager. Oh, he's an adult. Boom.
But isn't that life though?
No, because his life actually gets better.
People's lives get better.
No, we don't want to see
Like
that.
as soon as you get old, you just don't care anymore, and I think that's when it gets better.
That's a very dark view.
And I did not like the opening scene.
And that's
to La La
well, that
Land.
makes sense.
They're-
A empty person
They
not liking
could've-
La La Land.
if
That
they
sounds
had that
appropriate.
much money, they could have moved it somewhere else that looked like a freeway, but instead they decided to block the LA freeway that's always has
Wait,
traffic.
that takes the effort away from the film?
Huh? No, I'm just saying that
We're talking about
it
the merit of
caused
the film itself.
problems.
Yeah, but
I
it
don't
being a
care
good
how
film.
the making of it was.
And who gives a shit? They blocked a fucking lane.
I still didn't like it. I mean, it's catchy. Da, 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 but that's it.
It's catchy. I don't even fucking remember the song.
Well, there you go.
So it sounds like maybe you love it and you're just in denial
It sounds
because
like
you want to
maybe
be
you
cool.
didn't like it because you're all like, I don't remember the song. If you liked it, you would remember the song.
Or maybe I'm just autistic and I don't remember stuff.
Well, you said it now and it's recorded. I'm gonna use it against you for now.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep. Yeah. That's good. So I mean, obviously you guys have your disagreements on it. I haven't watched it, so I can't like break any ties or assert my dominance in this topic.
Well, you know what? Why don't you watch La La Land? I'll watch Moonlight and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, next podcast I will have seen La La Land.
Yeah, and I'll see Moonlight and then we'll see if we still agree.
Okay.
Tell me when you see Moonlight so I can join you. I haven't seen that one either.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
All
So
right.
Tom,
Oh yes, I see.
what about you?
I watched a lot of movies.
All right.
Kind of hard to talk about them all, I guess.
Can you talk about one of them?
Okay.
What movie stuck out to
Literally
you?
in the past week, I've seen probably 16 movies.
Well, you told me
What?
one movie that seemed like it stuck out to you with a good, a young 18-year-old Laura Dern.
Yeah, Blue Velvet. I saw Blue Velvet today, earlier
I've
today.
heard of that one.
Probably my favorite David Lynch film now. I've seen quite a few of them. This one's definitely my favorite.
Did it kind of remind you of why Dennis Hopper's such a good actor, right? Because he's
Oh,
the
absolutely.
antagonist.
Yeah, he is amazing. He's really scary.
He is a
I still am getting over a cough, so you might write some weird cuts there.
he is getting very or
Hopper's
he
died.
is very scary, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, I really, because I think you are the one that really inspired me to go watch Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, man.
So I got through it and I love it a lot.
yeah.
And,
Well,
and
you know.
essentially Blue Velvet is the best Twin Peaks movie.
Wow. Well, then I guess I'll definitely have to take some time out to watch it.
Is this on like Netflix or anything?
It's on Amazon Prime now.
Oh, I don't have that.
I can give you my account like I gave Steven mine.
Oh, okay. Because I want to see, because I hear a lot about Twin Peaks, and I want to.
I don't know if you would like. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of an intellectual movie, so you probably wouldn't like it.
You're like, what did that mean? I want to watch The Office.
No, I do want to watch Lies.
But yeah, okay. So we
Okay.
talked about the weekly recap. Nothing really new happened for me. Other than just watching movies and work. Yeah, I've been sick. That sucked.
Stop blaming your sickness. Come on, man. Get it together.
So homework discussion. Did you guys do your homework for the last episode?
Yes.
We have little homework
Yes.
segments.
Yes, teacher.
All right. So Margarita, you want to go first on your homework? What idea? So let me pose the question.
Yeah.
What film did you watch, and how would you shape that premise?
You're like Doc Holliday from Tombstone.
Yeah, literally right now I am like tuberculosis out of my mind.
Just a napkin in your head covered in blood.
Yeah.
Oh, you asked
Yeah, Margarita,
it
yeah,
already?
please.
Okay, so like on my notes, I did like this whole page and a half, maybe a little bit right here. But anyways, I chose a movie that I saw because I don't really watch too many movies in general. But I
Okay.
did see one a couple weeks or like a week or two ago, and it's called Veronica, and it's about some Catholic schoolgirl that like rebels and like goes to this like claimed haunted basement
Oh, yeah. Okay.
in her school, and they play Ouija board and like things go crazy like
Is that what inspired you to play with the Ouija
normal.
board?
No, I played the Ouija board a long time ago. I've been wanting to play it since I figured out what it was.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, that's what basically the movie's about. She kind of like raises her family. She has like 3 other siblings. Her mom does like full time at a bar, but like overnight.
Okay, so
barely
using the
sees it.
same premise,
Huh?
how do you change it?
Okay,
Oh,
so I
yeah.
decided to make it kind of like a comedy, but kind of like sad at the
Okay.
same time. Okay, so like instead of a Ouija board, I stole this idea from Soul because I was telling him like we had.
You're
homework.
copying Soul's idea?
No,
Yeah, you
he,
gotta do your own
Come
homework.
on.
I did do my own homework.
She
I
just
wrote-
admitted to cheating on her homework.
Anyways, I got inspiration. And I decided to change the Ouija board into a Monopoly board. And instead of them going to the basement, they're just doing it for fun.
But it has to follow the same
That's
premise.
I'm getting there. But yeah, they have to do it for fun. So I mean they're playing it for fun, and then like her other friends need to go home because they have homework or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh man, like I'm still like stuck in jail, whatever, like Veronica, the girl.
Yeah.
And so like they go home, and then later on that night, they like she figures out like something weird's happening, and like the Monopoly man comes out, and he's all like, where's my money? You need to get out of jail.
Where my money, bitches?
Okay, so because she owes him money and she wants to get out of
That was
his
perfectly
enslavement, she decides to join a gang to get more money. So she starts like selling drugs and like gang banging and all that stuff.
She's gang banging.
Yes, to get money.
Shit,
Oh,
she's
damn.
gangbanging?
Yes.
I love
Oh.
this movie already.
And then,
Oh, do you think that we're not saying that kind of gang banging though, right?
no, I know what you mean. Oh,
Gang banging.
sorry.
She got gangbanged by the Monopoly man.
Okay, well, she just has to do everything
By the
like the
dog.
gang does.
The dog and the hat.
The ironing board.
Ironing boards up her ass.
Oh,
So
sorry.
because of this, she has to kind of like leave her family behind because she kind of raised her other siblings, because since her mom worked nights, she kind of had to raise them during the day because her mom slept all day.
Yeah.
So because of this, she basically abandoned her siblings, and they had to kind of like figure out and raise herself, and like she never saw her mom because she worked the night and all that stuff.
So like half the movie's Annie,
No.
where like all the kids are like,
No,
it's a
because-
hard knock life. Our sister left us.
But yeah, okay, she does all that, and then like she finally gets enough money
Yeah.
to pay the Monopoly man off. So she gives them
And
the
is
money.
it like, how's
and
the Monopoly man look?
just like the Monopoly man.
Is he like drawn? Is it CG?
So he wants
He's
real
like-
money?
Wait, I'm not done. Anyways, she's like, cool, I have the money. Here's the money. She gives it to the Monopoly man. He's all like, this isn't from my world. I don't want this money. You have to finish the game. You need to get enough money to get out of jail. And she was like, oh, shoot, so I've been gangbanging this whole time, and like, I'm still here. I don't know why you guys keep laughing. Oh my God.
All these gang bangs.
I never had to do one gangbang. God damn it.
All these gang bangs.
So she goes home, gets the Monopoly board out of her backpack, and she tells her siblings like, we need to play this game so I can get out of this guy's
But how do they know to
possession."
recreate the game?
And it
Or
works
is
outside of the haunted house.
It's like
Can she just steal
it's
the
like
money and give it to
Jumanji.
him?
It works outside of the haunted house.
You need to finish the game,
You
basically,
gotta finish the game.
or at least
So you're just making Jumanji with Monopoly.
yeah, but with demons.
Not Veronica.
No, we're still doing Veronica, because there's like, I don't know. It was like a mixture of movies, I guess.
that's cool, dude.
Okay.
Whatever. I wrote something.
No, that's good. Like, I didn't do anything near what you did. Mine is like just an idea because I just couldn't think of anything. There's literally no story I want to recreate.
Oh. Well, anyways.
So go
I just picked a cheesy
I wasn't
one.
even done with mine
Oh,
yet.
shit, you're still going?
Oh, good lord.
Yeah. I thought that was the whole point, is to like create like a story.
No,
and
no, no,
stuff.
please, by all means.
Yeah, please.
You just
I'm
make
sorry.
me feel like a bad student.
No.
Punish me.
No.
Spank him. I watch you spank. Never mind. Sorry.
Anyways. Okay, so she goes home and she's telling her siblings, like, you need to help me out because there's like Monopoly man, and they're all like, okay, but you like abandon us. So why should we help you? And she's like, come on, if you do this, I can come back home and I'll help you guys like
From all the
raise you
gangbanging?
and stuff. Yeah.
I'll help you by introducing you to gangbang.
And so
All the money in the
they
world.
start playing the game, and like things get crazy because the Monopoly man like kind of like fell in love with her, and he doesn't want her to
Where'd
like,
that come from?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he gangbanged that pussy. He fell
Exactly.
in love.
You want to get with her before the dog seals the deal?
He just enjoyed being outside of the board
Oh, wait, he fell in love with being outside the board or with her?
with her.
So he's like a
I
weird
don't
old
wanna-
man falling in love with this little girl.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And so like she's like, no, we have to finish it, and we have to like get enough money. And so like they
To get
actually
married.
finish it, and then like they get the money. She's like, here you go, and he was like, no, and he like disappears. And then she was all like, I have to quit the gang. So she goes, quits
I gotta
the gang.
quit the gang,
Oh
man.
no. Okay, I skipped a little bit forward in the story. And then her mom comes home because they've been playing this game for hours, because that's how Monopoly goes.
Yeah.
You just play the game for hours, and she's like, the kids are still awake, and you're here because you're gang banging.
Oh, shit.
Goddamn gangbangs all day.
Can you just stop with gangbanging? Shit.
Your ass is so gaped.
And Veronica was like, you're right, I need to quit the gang, whatever. So she goes, quits the gang, she gets beat, she dies.
Wait, does she join a gang in the actual movie?
No.
Oh, shit. We were right.
Hey, can I
But
get
she,
some of that beer?
I mean, there's spoilers though. There's no more beer.
Damn, did you see that? He bit your from your cup.
Sorry.
Okay, so
Oh,
Wait.
here you go.
What are the spoilers?
Oh, spoiler is like,
skip before the
one,
next
2,
18 seconds.
yeah, skip the, she dies at the end. So, technically, I didn't,
Okay, you kept at least the same major points in,
Yeah.
I guess, with the
Oh,
gangbangs.
I see.
yeah, exactly.
Wait, she gets gangbanged in the whole other movie? Oh.
I feel like almost though. And there's one scene where I'm just like, girl, run. You can't be in that situation.
Those are the situations I enjoy, though.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, Steven, your turn. That was
Alright.
my story.
So, what I came up with isn't anywhere as creative as yours because I couldn't think of anything. So I just came up with Jurassic Park puppies.
Aw, that
And
just
it's
sounds
just like
cute.
a bunch of puppies like that are on, that are giant and they eat people.
Is
Do
like
they
the
know?
T-Rex a Chihuahua?
Yeah, and like when they see those herd of dinosaurs coming at them, it's just puppies.
But
Oh, it should be corgi. I'm just kidding.
All right. Are we getting back into this? Oh, Steven,
Yeah.
Jurassic puppies.
Oh shit! Well, that was pretty much my whole story. Just a
Alright.
retelling with
Well,
puppies.
tell us at least like the breeds like of the famous dinosaurs we see in the movie.
Oh, dude, I don't fucking know that shit.
Alright.
I just see dog. There's like curly dog, fluffy dog.
What
ugly
kind of dog was the
That's so
was
pro- that's so
the
progressive, you
T-Rex?
I don't see race. I just see dog.
Exactly. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm just next level. You know what I mean?
What's the
Yeah.
T-Rex then? What's the?
Well, like Tom said, you could be a Chihuahua.
But then what about the Velociraptor?
That's obviously going to be Scottish.
They could be pugs.
yeah.
Aw.
And they're just mauling people to death. And they can't even eat you right because they don't got a snout.
What about the long necks?
The long
She's gonna just
What
go
are the
through.
long necks?
What about the Triceratops? What about that?
Oh yeah, what about
he
the
said he didn't think about
what
it.
about the Triceratops that's like
Shit, I just
dying
fucking
and like
peeked,
there's
like,
poop?
Maybe a chow.
A
The
chow for the
Triceratops could be a chow.
It's so sad
Why?
because it's dying.
Well, chows wouldn't
poops.
really live
and
long
it
on their own.
pooped everywhere.
Laura Dern saved it.
Yeah, she like
Oh.
stuck her hand in the poop,
Laura Dern.
and she's like, "Wow, it's really warm." I don't even. I saw
And
that
that's
movie
when Ian
like
Malcolm was like, "Wow." So that's how it is, huh?
Life, it's a happens. All right.
Was that your Jeff Goldblum impersonation right
Isn't
now?
that what he does?
Isn't like everyone like wanting him right now?
Oh, I know it. Life, it finds a way.
It finds a way. And then you see a feather
Yeah.
flying. It's Tom.
It's Tom
Forrest
Hanks.
Gump's feather.
And that's how we get
Oh.
into Forrest Gump.
Oh my god, dude, that'd be. Oh.
You think? Never mind.
So Tom, what was your pick of a movie you would redo?
Okay, I had a couple. I think I'm gonna go with the one that I fleshed out the most. That's gonna be Graduate.
Mm?
I think I've already told you guys
Oh,
all about
okay.
this. So everything's gonna be exactly the same, except when he goes off to start stalking her, Mrs. Robinson starts stalking Dustin Hoffman's character,
Yeah.
and they're both gonna still fall in love, the daughter and Dustin Hoffman. But when instead of the dad confronting him, the mom's like, "Don't you still love me?" Mrs. Robinson's like, "Don't you still love me? I
Yeah.
love my husband for you." He's like, "No, I love your daughter." So she goes crazy and she cuts off her daughter's face,
Whoa.
and she's wearing the daughter's face,
Yeah.
and it cuts, and there's a match cut or kind of a similar like juxtaposition cut where her leg is up,
Yeah.
and then it does the reverse and it shows that she's wearing the daughter's face. And
that's what he's stunned by.
Dustin Hoffman, is that right? Dustin Hoffman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he walks in and he's like, "Mrs. Robinson, what have you done?" And like the girl's corpse is like on the floor, like bleeding, like her bones are sticking out.
Yeah.
She's like, "Isn't this what you wanted?" And Dustin Hoffman's like, "Mrs. Robinson, how did you know?" Because she was like an artist and she did all the sculpting, so she like knew all that stuff. It was like she like had alluded to it. And
Yeah.
instead of them running away on a bus together, the end is just them fucking over the corpse of the daughter, Mrs. Robinson and Dustin Hoffman.
Damn, I get at least to see everything when they're
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
some
Like,
very
real penetration,
weird stuff.
unsimulated.
And like
Related.
the actress is still laying there like in full makeup, and they're just like fucking on her face.
Are people like into that stuff though?
Fucking on people's faces.
Some people are.
I imagine
Nice.
you'd get hit a lot.
Oh,
Imagine
I'm totally going
just the
NC-17 on this. Like I'm going, full penetration. Like it's gonna be bad.
Okay, I had a question because
Yeah.
I've always kind of been confused with like the ratings. Like I don't know what I know what M for mature means, and then like there's NC-17, and then there's not rated. Like, is there a difference between not
Yeah.
rated and
Not rated can be anything.
Yeah, not rated as anything.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Probably just like short of being illegal, having to maybe face
Oh.
like some sort of legal issue.
Or they couldn't afford to get their film rated.
Well, no, not rated is unrated.
Well, there's NR, which is not rated.
Well, because I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
movies.
which
that's
means
not-
it hasn't been rated by the MPA.
Yeah. because they're not searching for that. Like Netflix doesn't rate any of their stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't
like
need
the,
to.
the
Yeah,
stuff
they do.
No,
Oh,
they don't.
that they make.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because it's their service, so they don't. Why even rate it?
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
expensive.
Yeah, and then like it's a bunch of bullshit because like you can watch people get their head shot off, and that's like rated R.
Or
But as soon as you
PG-13.
see like a guy fuck a girl in the ass,
It's
instant like
NC-17.
NC-17.
Yeah, if you show someone thrusting and talking, it's
Wait,
NC-17.
What rated is the dragon tattoo girl?
R?
R.
But she gets like raped in the butt, and that's not NC-17.
They don't show it.
Oh, well, it's kind of like
they might not even show
there,
it.
though.
They can show that stuff. They can only show so much.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like PG-13.
Well,
you
it's
can
so
only
bullshit though.
the F word once kind
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Okay, because I've always like questioned those two. I'm like, NC-17 is almost, if not as bad as not rated.
Yeah,
And I
well,
was
why
just
not?
confused.
Well, not rated since they don't have to.
Well, NC-17 is worse than R because like it's like really hard to see, and like general like theaters won't show NC-17 movies.
Yeah, if you get an NC-17 rating, you're not making anything.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's not gonna have a theater run at all.
Yeah,
Like it may be small theaters, but it won't have a mainstream.
like
wide
literally
release.
no one under 18 can go, and it's the kids who see all the rated R movies, right?
Yeah.
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 We should do that one day. Go to like those small theaters
And watch some porno?
No, just like watch a movie that maybe isn't rated or something or can't be in theaters.
Those don't really exist in the theaters.
Really? Like not even like the little
Except
ones
for
in
porn
like
theaters.
LA. Those
Seriously.
do those still exist?
Well, because a little theater's not going to show movies because no one's going to go unless it's like, I don't know.
Well, not
some
a real
weird
theater. I know there's some like little theaters somewhere in LA. Like you can show something, right?
I guess.
Well, being not rated is not anything special though.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like,
But it can be.
Yeah.
Because it's not rated, so it could have very graphic stuff. Maybe even more so than what would be in NC-17, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because even after NC-17, there's X-rated.
I don't know. Well, I don't know
I
how
thought
that works.
X-rated was just porn.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So like, cause I've seen not rated movies that aren't even that bad. They just cuss a lot.
Well, yeah, it's like Tom said, you said, you can only say fuck once. And then
Or
it just goes up. Like,
PG-13,
then you can say fuck twice, 20 times, 30 times.
And then like after 100 years.
Yeah,
like,
and then X-rated is like, yeah, they just said it however fucking many times. I don't know.
oh, okay.
No, but yeah, like NC-17 or well, they don't. Most movies are. I think if they're gonna be rated NC-17, stop and get non-rated,
Oh, really?
and because then they don't have issues at like art house theaters. Like Lars von Trier,
Yeah.
he'll go and he won't rate his films because like Nymphomaniac was gonna get like an X rating or something like that.
Yeah, because then there's
So
movies
he
like
just-
that where they are like unsimulated sex.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of like just a really well done porno.
Yeah,
Well, no, it's not that bad.
Like,
but it's like,
the Nymphomaniac's on Netflix, right?
yeah.
yeah.
Because I've been wanting to see that, but I just never did. But it looks interesting.
But yeah,
to me.
movies like that are. I mean, they come out all the time, but
Yeah.
you're never gonna see them at like Cinemark or AMC.
Oh,
Yeah, never ever.
I really.
Yeah, I mean, you might be
doubt
able
it.
to go see them at like the New Beverly or something, like Quentin Theater, like maybe, but like it would have to be a name like Lars von Trier
Yeah.
or Paul Thomas Anderson. Like Boogie Nights, I think barely skate by with an R.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
How
Yeah.
did Well, I know 50 Shades of Grey isn't. I've never seen the movies, but
They're
I've read
super
the
tame,
books.
like actually.
Really?
Oh, really?
movies?
I've only read.
Well,
the
yeah,
books.
because they're PG-13.
No, there are.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
I thought they were
should be R. That's
No, they're
some
definitely R.
BDSM. They're like all into sex. And
What?
stuff.
Teenagers can't be into that?
No, but I'm saying that the whole conversation thing. But yeah, like that was my question because like when I went to go see the Winchester at drive-in,
Yeah.
you could change like the radio frequencies to listen to other movies.
Oh, yeah.
So me and Saul were like watching the Winchester, and we're just like, "Hey, 50 Shades of Grey is playing like right behind us." And like
Yeah.
we changed the station, we found it, we
And then
turn
you
around,
fucked.
and it's just like moaning and like her saying like yes, yes, and like you hear the thrusting, you hear the bed, and I'm just
You
like,
hear the thrusting? Well, you're like... like, who's the fucking Foley artist who had to do that
like
noise, huh?
you hear like what passionate like movie sex sounds like. You turn around and it's kind of like you see it like they're like making love right there, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, whoa.
It's
That's
not
crazy.
that graphic though.
I've never
I've seen
it,
all the
though. That
sex
was, like,
scenes
the
in all
only
three
one.
movies. They're not that graphic.
Leave it to Tom.
He's like, that's the only scenes I've ever
I
seen.
mean, believe me, they're not that graphic. I mean, compared to like some other movies that have still been rated R, like it's not that graphic. They don't
Yeah.
show penis, they don't show pubic hair. Like
They don't show a butt.
they show butts in
Oh.
50 Shades.
Yeah, like butts are okay to show.
Butts
That's what
are,
I've
but
noticed.
like if you show like pubic hair, it's like hard R or NC-17.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't show pubes. Kind of a weird thing not to be able to show, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, you can show armpit hair.
But those aren't pubes.
I don't know,
It's like
dude.
the same kind of hair.
They're not like in your nether regions.
Mine
That
runs all the way
Sharon
up to
Stone
my
scene from
armpit.
Basic Instinct almost got NC-17. They had to cut it
Well,
down.
yeah,
like,
that was like the first time anything like that had been seen.
Oh, is that when she like uncrosses her legs
Yep.
and like you
Yeah.
see her?
Everyone was like, oh.
And it's like I've watched that. I remember I like
Isn't that a Lars von Trier?
no,
No?
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
It's not him though. Trust me, I know it's not him.
I thought it was by, or at least it's by like a director who's controversial.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? I wasn't
I
even
just know.
alive.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Lars von Trier didn't make that. Like, I think that's too old for him. Like, he didn't start making movies till like the late '90s. I don't think. Like, maybe he had one in the '80s.
Oh, okay, I see.
But yeah, he's like definitely like a '90s, 2000s director.
Hmm.
So let's go into our main discussion. I guess then would be like finding your idea, like ideas. Essentially, what I wanted to do with this episode was like, because everyone has ideas all the time.
Yeah.
I mean it, but for every single person, it's different. Like I get my ideas differently. I remember my ideas differently. So I just kind of wanted to have us discuss like our methods, like how we find ideas, what helps us So maybe someone can use that knowledge to either help them or to understand our processes to know us a little better.
Okay. So do you want to start, Tom? Since you.
Yeah, give us an example.
Oh, I need to read my notes real fast.
Okay.
Well, at least you had a good question.
I have something.
Okay, so
Okay.
well, I mean, this isn't. I guess this is a separate, kind of a separate question from the main bullet point. But for me, I get ideas flooded to me all the time,
Yeah.
but I just lose them really fast too. So like, good ideas will stick with me for maybe a couple days or something.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I try to. If I don't write them down or like tell somebody, like they're just gone. They'll just like come in. They'll take like over my mind for a couple days, but they're just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless I write them down or something. That's kind of how I go, my ideas flow through me. So, kind of already discussed my ideas a little bit. So, Steven,
Oh, fuck. How about Margarita first?
Margarita, how should we shape ideas? And what are your feelings on communicating ideas? Like, do
We
you like...
skipped one.
Oh, yeah, that's the first bullet. Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry.
Yeah, so, how do you shape an idea into something more tangible? That's not just a picture in your head or a feeling or something like that. How do you shape that?
I think the biggest thing
How do you grow
for
it?
me, because I see it in movies and like when people write, because like in theater I see it all the time when people have to write like plays out, and you see it
Yeah.
and you're just like, okay, I get it, but I don't feel anything from it because it just sounds like that's not what people actually react or like do or say. So for me, it's like a lot of like human behavior. Like you have to study it before you like figure out how to put it on paper and stuff. And I think that's like, what are you talking about?
How do you shape and grow your ideas?
Well, I'm explaining it.
Literally just explained other people's ideas and how they're unrealistic and
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just
you.
like, I know, but I thought this was a discussion and we
No,
can like go
I know
around.
it is a discussion, but we'll share how we each grow our own ideas, and then you can
And
be
share
like,
it.
and then you can be like, oh yeah, but other people like I feel like it's unrealistic how they do it this way or this way.
Well, for me, I guess it's just studying like human behavior. And
So
like,
that's how you grow an idea.
well, like to communicate it, yeah.
No, but how do you grow an idea? Like let's say you had like because I know you've told me a story about like your fish short where like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
like the evil fish
But
bubbles.
that was supposed to be like a kid's thing.
Yeah, so like how does that start?
So how do I create it?
Yeah, how does it start? Like what's like your
See, that's
first
not the first question. That's the second one.
Damn. She said you don't know how to count.
Because the first one is
don't
how do you
know
make
it's
things
how
more
to
communicating stuff. And then the third one is like how good ways to capture. Or
But why
find an
can't you
idea.
answer the question I asked?
I'm just saying. You're all like, it's the first one. So I'm looking at my notes in the first one.
Could you just please answer my question?
I don't give a shit what I'm saying.
You said it's the first one, and I'm
Oh, that
looking
was
and I'm
too funny.
explaining the notes that I have.
I don't care what order is more organic.
Yes, you did. Because you're all
Honestly,
like,
I
it's
kind
the
of took it
first
in order,
one.
so when you were reading that shit, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
This is definitely not what I came up with.
I
Okay.
mean, come on, I don't want you just reading a script. It's gonna be
It-
organic.
well,
It's not. I'm not reading a script.
It's
That's why I'm
it's just
like,
notes. Yeah.
notes,
So
yeah.
when you say
So, do you have ideas?
no, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. It's kind of just like
So when you have an idea, let's scratch
Okay.
the paperwork. Just listen to what I'm saying. Maybe we'll go
Okay.
back to it.
okay.
So, do you have ideas?
Yes.
Are for you personally?
Okay.
Are your ideas feelings? Are they always different? Like the medium, is it a feeling in your head? Is it, do you picture something? Do you see words? Like what's the initial idea to you? Is it a dream?
For me,
is
it's
it a
a-
picture? Is it words in your mind?
It's imagination, I guess. Because like
imagination.
Tom, what the hell?
Okay, I'm sorry.
You asked me if it's words or is it a feeling, and I'm like, it's imagination, and he's like, blah. That's not what I asked you. I'm like, do you want something specific?
I
You
know
want
it's your
me to-
imagination.
You want me to tell you
But
how
do you imagine?
I get
do you
my
think
ideas?
through words, pictures, feelings?
I'm telling you. And it's kind of just like imagination, like the story goes through your head and like you just see it moving. I'm not sure if that's what you want or you want me to say
Okay.
like, oh yeah, in my head, like I'm reading a book that I'm like writing. Is that what you want me to say?
No.
Then what do you, Steven, you answer it. See if
I
you
don't
can
even,
do any
I don't
better.
even know what's fucking going on.
All right, Steven,
Yes,
do you have ideas?
of course.
Do you see them? Do you feel them? Are they words in your mind? Are they pictures?
Well, I think they just manifest themselves in any way possible.
Yeah,
like
so-
anything, like even a smell could trigger,
Right.
something.
So, like, what kind of ideas stick with you? Like, what is it that you remember the most?
like what influences the most, or
Yeah,
just...
your idea, like the inception of it. Do you feel like you have, like, if you get Strunger's idea through smelling, like you said, or is it like from seeing like
I guess
or
for
hearing
me,
a story or something like that? Is like, where do you?
well, for me specifically, the cheap one or the easy accessible one is obviously music.
Okay.
Right. But then like,
So do you picture a story while listening to a song, or how does that
just
work?
kind of let the song take you where it's gonna take you, and then brainstorm off of it, piggyback
Okay.
off. Not like the lyrics or something, but just the emotional landscape it creates within you, and then just piggyback off that.
Okay, so your question is, where do you get inspirations for your idea?
No, that's where he took it.
So I took it a different way, and you completely disregarded it. But when he took it a
That's
different
not
way,
no, but he
you're all
understood my
like,
question.
Sexist.
I get
But
it.
he understood my question.
I understood your question.
Imagination's not a medium of an idea.
It's the beginning of an idea. Like when you're just sitting there and all
Yeah,
of a
but
sudden you
what I
blank
wanted to
out
know
and you
is, like,
start thinking
do you
and you're all like, wow, that would be really cool if I wrote it down on paper.
But what I
and
know is, how
create
is the
a
idea
story.
formed in your mind?
Well, sometimes you just sit there, blank out, and then you like kind of dream. You daydream.
Yeah, but is it dream? So is it like a video? Like you're watching a video?
That's
Is
what
it
I said. It's
'cause
like
some
you
people actually just
see-
see words in their
Yeah,
mind.
but some people don't see it different. Like they see it
yeah,
differently.
that's why I was asking you how
and
you
that's
see
what
it.
I said. I see it
You
as an
see
imagination, daydream, and you were like,
No, you
don't
no,
get it. So you're like, Steven, what is it? And you're all like, music. And you're like, that's right.
I give up. Sorry.
You just made Tom kill himself.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
So what about you then, buddy?
yeah, Tom.
On
Gen-
this note, how do you see the ideas
Generally,
pop into your head?
Ideas pop into my head as video, like
Like a
film.
movie,
Yeah.
a TV show?
like a third person idea. Like I literally like watch it happen.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
first
yeah.
person or something, and then I kind of try to translate what I'm seeing into words in my mind. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, well, let's just get this straight. If you guys, the audience, see it in imagination or through music or through movies, it doesn't mean you can't create a good idea. You just see it the way it is, you write it down, you figure it out. Do it your way.
I just
It
don't
doesn't
underst-
have to be through words or like movies in your head. You could just be like blank out and then you're like,
Yeah,
wow,
no, that's fine.
dinosaurs.
But what I
and
didn't understand was,
movies.
how do you see imagination?
Well, it's kind of just like, how do you think? Like, what do you see when you're thinking?
Yeah, exactly. What do you see?
Well, that's
do you
the
see
thing. Like,
images? Do you
I'm
see
trying to tell you,
feelings?
and then you kind of just like, you don't get it. And I'm like,
Damn,
it's
you
an,
just shut her. You sexist. Fuck.
Okay, maybe I'm crazy. I don't think I'm crazy.
I'm just saying, if you think of an idea and you think of it your own way,
Yeah, but I want to know what
it's
your
okay.
way is. That's
I
what
try
I'm asking.
telling you.
Tell me.
It's imagination. It's kind of like me seeing like random like things, like when you dream.
Yeah, you're seeing it as like a video. It's a still picture.
It's just a dream. It's kind of like whatever pops up. Like it could be like still, or it could be kind of like just random things. It doesn't have to be a specific
Okay,
thing.
I'm sorry, Margarita. I am.
What's the next question?
It doesn't matter because it's going in order. It's not in order. I'm just kidding.
Oh shit.
Where's your gun, Steven? I need to end this. Oh, okay. So what I wanted to ask is, and Margarita, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Okay, this is a more straightforward. I'm sorry, it's not as up in the air kind of question. Is it good to just have one scene mapped out in your head, or maybe just a character? Is that enough for you to build a story upon, like an idea? Like, is that enough to manifest it into something more? Just a character?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like,
Can
if
you,
you
like,
have,
give,
like,
kind of,
one
like, an
person
example?
and you're all like, this person, like, I don't know, let's say this person has something extreme, like dementia. And you just kind of build, like, a world around it.
Okay.
I mean, if you think of, like, in scenes or just, like, this is all happening right now. I mean, that could be, I think, stressful for other people. But if you take it, like, one step at a time, build the world around it, create the backstory, and that stuff, I think that'd be easier. At least for me. Like, if I thought it all in one scene, like, there's a truck coming by, this lady's gonna get hit, what's her backstory? Because, like, how'd she get here? Then I'd be, like, freaking out. But if you're like, okay, this lady has dementia. What happened? She, like, walked into the middle of the street trying to find her way home. And this
So
truck came.
you feel you're pretty comfortable building a story with just one character?
Yeah.
Or a type of character?
Yeah. I think it's just a little bit easier that
Steven.
way.
Yes.
How about you? What do you feel?
So it's either like a character or just the scene itself?
Yeah, like if you have like one scene of a movie or something, do
Well-
you think that's enough to build upon, or
Oh, of course.
do you need to start
I
fleshing
mean,
out?
honestly,
for more?
it's whatever you want to do it and however you want to do it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you think? Well, different people think different ways.
Yeah, exactly.
for instance-
Yeah.
Oh, shit. For instance, when we did Deadhead, we essentially wrote that story backwards,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
We had the ending first, and then we filled in the rest.
Yeah.
So just basically however you want to go about it. Although I think certain directions you choose in thinking can make it more difficult. Like you put character, like coming up with a character first. I think that can be difficult because then you can create like Superman, right? And where's the real arc for Superman? He's just a very one-dimensional character that kind of just goes in a straight line.
You can sometimes you can back yourself into a corner by such a limited perspective, like a view, like you said with Superman. Like, okay, Superman, a person that can essentially do anything.
Yeah.
Where did the story go from there? Anything can happen. The possibilities are too open.
Well, not that, actually, the opposite, where like you essentially create God. So what is God's problem? Where's the dilemma there? And it gets very limited.
Anti-God.
Like watching any action movie, it's always more fun to see John McClane than it is to see fucking Commando, right?
Right.
Because John McClane's just a regular person with all this stuff that can really happen to him. Like you travel with him, you go through the arc of the story, and it's real easy to do that.
Right.
Whereas Commando's just dumb fun.
Right.
But there's nothing more to it than a superficial enjoyment.
Right, it's all superficial. There's no depth there.
So I think you can really run into that problem.
How do you think about that? Like the depth of character and stuff like that. Like
if you go too deep, you might like not be able to find a way to like write something around it.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what you're saying, right? Like if you write something about.
What was I saying?
Yeah, like if you write like a story about God, like he creates everything. Like what's his like problem? Like how do you create a story about someone who doesn't have issues?
Yeah, you just very narrow field, right? It's essentially something greater.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. Right?
So you have to find either something that like Superman, Kryptonite, Lois Lane.
Exactly, and like that's a lot of reasons why those were created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys feel are some good ways for you to like capture ideas? For me, personally, I like to take notes or just write out like whatever I'm thinking in my head, or I'll just like throw it in our chat together and share that with the group or something.
I was gonna say around the same thing. It's like, you know how we were writing that. Well, we were just talking about it, that musical about that one guy and like the ghosts and all that stuff. And I just thought, I think it's fun when you get to like bounce it off someone who's just as excited about the project as you are. And so like when you're talking about it, like, oh, maybe he does this and then he does this and then he does this, and it just kind of like builds up. And then like when you're doing that, if you get to, you write it down or something, and it creates a story, and that's a fun way to create ideas.
So how do you like to remember or save your stories or your ideas?
Well, similar to what you said, definitely keeping notes if I don't have anything better. But I think a journal's actually a really good way to do it. That way you can understand a lot more of the minute details that you create, that you might easily forget. Otherwise, if you have to keep it in your head, I mean, you're only going to be able to keep a few of them, right?
Yeah.
You'd only be able to keep a few of the ones you really, really like.
Right.
So I think that's why it's nice to have something to write it down, at least for that, mindset right then and there, because you might lose it, within like a half hour or something. Like it literally just might be gone, the idea.
No, definitely. Yeah, ideas can just escape you. Like,
yeah.
Or like when you wake up, like sometimes you'll wake up and be like, oh man, I need to like remember that dream. It was really interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
But like by the time you actually get through with your day, you're like, didn't I have like a really interesting dream last night? But you can't remember all the details.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, just any way to write it down and keep note of things,
So keeping like a journal or something next to your bed, and something like that.
Yeah, of course. In fact, that's probably a really good idea. That way you can write down those dreams. Or also just when you wake up from a dream, you just kind of have a new look on life.
I tried to keep a journal once, but I just kept drawing naked ladies in it, or attempted to draw naked ladies.
I just thought it was gonna be of a man killing himself.
That's what I dream about all the time. I don't want to write about it.
Oh, I see.
Well, I know, what's her name? That lady that wrote Twilight.
Okay.
Yeah, she had like dream journals and stuff, and then I guess like one day she just dreamed kind of like the scenario or something of Twilight, and that's why she wrote all the books.
Twilight's just fan fiction, right?
No, but 50 Shades of Grey is.
50 Shades.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, I thought
Twilight's based off of a dream, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, and then 50 Shades of Grey is based
Fan
off
fiction.
Of Twilight?
fan fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, of Twilight.
Kind of crazy, huh?
And they both made like millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to be.
It's just all luck, right?
50 Shades.
At that point.
I think there is.
Because
I think there is type of like a machine type mechanism where once the snowball gets rolling,
It's impossible to stop.
exactly, and it's gonna hit whatever it hits.
Because Stephanie Meyer is
Oh
the
yeah,
girl
that's her
that wrote
name.
Twilight.
I kept thinking like
Momentum.
Jennifer something, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
her
but
name?
I guess you're right. Like, there's just a point. I mean, objectively you can say those stories are, maybe they just also hit a demographic that like felt like they didn't have like a voice, and so now they got to buy, they use their money as like a voice.
Well,
And so like now everyone like wants to kill the people that bought all those books.
But Twilight wasn't bad, right? Like it was meant for young teens.
Yeah, it was for like young girls.
So I don't
like,
really know what the young adult
isn't that a
novels
little
are.
depressing though? Because like,
Well, if you think about it, like
can't
these
young teens
girls,
like quality material, like good stories?
Well, they can. It's
interesting
not.
stuff?
We're not saying that they can't. But like
no,
when
'cause
you're a younger girl and you're like going through like, oh, I wish someone loved me as much as Edward loved Bella. You know, like you're just like fall in love with.
They
like,
wish that a 1,000-year-old man would love them.
Yeah, but they didn't say like that. At least like being one of those girls who actually read the books when it came out.
Because if young girls,
It's like
Look at that big smile.
it's one of those things like girls just kind of like want to be in that kind of like scenario, like, oh,
Yeah.
two guys fighting over me and they're both sexy, one's a vampire and one's a werewolf. I mean,
Also, there tends to be like two types of storytelling, right? There's the storytelling where the writer knows how to actually write, and there's good description. But then there's also the stories where it's just all literal like plot points. You know, like then they went to this place and then they went to that place, and it's just all like the plot points of the
I
story.
definitely will. I
So
want to
maybe
get.
Twilight's a little more like that, where like it was a really cool plot point type story.
Well,
but maybe the
this is
writing
something
itself was
maybe we'll get into more in the screenwriting episode. But is it also a point to make that maybe like a younger audience doesn't know where all these stories originate from? Like they haven't experienced Romeo and Juliet. They haven't quite read, or they
I
don't
think
know
they
that
know
stuff, right?
because when I
Well,
was
yeah.
a kid, I knew.
yeah, in like high school, you're,
Yeah, but I would say you're like an above average.
You're like,
human
well,
being.
you've been alive since then, so of course you know.
well,
I
like,
mean, you were like Shakespeare was writing Romeo and Juliet next to you.
I think that's just more of like a modern thing.
Well,
Like,
I mean, I don't want to go out there and say anything too radical, but I would say that our group, our circle, we were not the normal kids.
I know. Look at fucking Margarita.
what's wrong with me? Just kidding.
Well, Margarita's probably more normal, and then we just fucked her up beyond recognition.
It's true. When I first met you guys, I was like, these
Are bad people.
these are bad
These
people.
are really
And then
bad
all of a
people.
sudden, I'm just like,
And now you're doing a
shots.
podcast with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how
I mean,
that happened.
I'm okay with that. So I've accepted it.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, there's not too much to talk about with ideas. Just to do like a recap. Honestly, like I was just reading, I was like going through the bullet points. I'm like, yeah, we're just kind of like regurgitating the same things over and over again. Like, yes, you need to. There's probably a good idea to write down your ideas. You're not going to always remember them.
Yeah.
Write them down. Maybe you can come back and revisit them later or something. But like there's not too much more we can say about it unless you guys have something specific.
Well, I do have a lot to add then.
You wanted to add about
Yeah,
ideas
absolutely.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So please, yeah, go ahead, dude.
Well, what were you gonna say, Margarita?
Oh, well, because like the whole like dream thing, because I used to dream a lot. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, you know, you
used to
go
have
through,
dreams and now
you
you're
know,
dead
you go
inside.
through phases
Yeah.
where you dream and then you don't and then you do. Well, I used
No.
to like dream a lot and then I would text it on my phone. Like I'd wake up and I'd be like, whoa, that was crazy. And then I text it. And then like I'd
Text
go back.
it to who?
Well, not text it, but like text it onto my notes.
Oh, like
and then
write it
I'll,
down.
I'll fall asleep and then I'll wake up and I'll look at my notes and be like, so hero, what the hell am I talking about? So
Yeah.
when you're writing your ideas, I think you should be try to be specific.
Well, you guys want to hear an interesting
definitely.
story?
Yeah.
You know how, like, so, I don't know. I mean, I didn't write, like, a good novel or anything, but I did write a novel.
Look how vastly. I just wrote a novel.
But I actually wrote it at your house. I started it.
Oh, really?
And it had always been, like, a bedtime story that I would tell.
Yeah.
Like Katie and stuff.
Yeah.
But one night, we were like, you were drunk and you had passed out on the bed and I'd carried you into the bed. And I remember I was sitting on the bed and like Charlie was in the room passed out. Like a bunch of our friends had gotten really inebriated and passed out in Steven's
about
room.
right.
And then everyone was like, Tom, tell us a story. And literally that's when I pulled out my phone and that's where I started my book.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Well, thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
You're looking at.
I still have that note on my old phone too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 3 pages of text myself.
Oh wow, that's pretty awesome. Well, we got to get that novel worked on.
Yeah.
It's finished.
Every time I open it, my heart starts racing like 8 times faster.
Really?
I'm way too fat to have that kind of anxiety.
So then, what happens after that? You just close it up and don't touch it.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
because I tried to start rewriting it because I was like, I definitely know I need to rewrite the beginning, and so I started writing it, and I was like, I just got like super overwhelmed with ideas and ways
Yeah.
to do it. because like there's just so much there in my mind anyway.
So then how did you navigate that?
I just stopped.
Oh, okay, yeah, that works.
I'm fucked.
Well, let me ask you this, since you kind of talk about writer's block. So what if you want to come up with an idea, but it's almost there, you know, like there's that
Okay.
idea there, but you can't grasp it. What are some things you do to actually get yourself to get a hold of that idea?
Me, I watch new movies I haven't seen before, and then I steal from them. I'm not even joking. Every time I watch a new movie, I think about how I can make that movie better,
Okay.
which is really arrogant and really bad.
Yeah.
But literally, and then eventually, if you ever read my scripts or ever read my stories, it's just an amalgamation of dozens of other things combined together.
Well, isn't that what a story literally is, though?
I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, literally,
so
it's like
You're not quite the plagiarist.
exactly. I'm not a plagiarist because I steal from so much that it's kind of an original idea.
I stole everything from everyone. I am original.
No, literally, yeah. Like I just like take things from stories, and then I'm like, oh, I like this aspect. What if I take this twist from my personal life and add it to it? Like
Yeah.
today, I was watching Blue Velvet, which is about a guy who is like he's like investigating a crime. He found an ear in a field, and he's investigating it. And I was like, well, I want to tell a story like that. Where,
That's
like,
all he found was the ear?
yeah, and he takes it
fuck.
to the police officer, and the police officer's it's like his daughter tells him that she overheard her father saying
Yeah.
that maybe this chick's involved, and that's how he gets entangled in this crazy web of this mystery.
That sounds really interesting. I'll have to check it out.
So, but I was thinking, because I've always wanted to tell a story about a guy that finds a dead woman, and as he wants to solve her murder, and
Yeah.
he slowly is falling in love with this already dead woman. So he starts seeing her places, and she's telling him things, but she's dead, and he knows she's dead. And eventually, he like finds her boyfriend. He beats the hell out of him. All this bad stuff happens, and at the very end, he finds the killer.
Yeah.
And it's like, because he thinks he's the killer, but he's actually just hallucinating these things. And then at the very end, he's like, he actually figures out the mystery. He solves the crime, and he just like plans this crazy like revenge arc at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And it like completely fails, and like the murderer like beats the shit out of him, but he eventually overcomes and wins. And then he finds that there was another girl. Like the killer has kidnapped another girl and was gonna murder her, but he saves her, but he can only see her as the girl that died. And then he closes the door and locks it and locks her in there and then he essentially becomes the killer.
Oh.
Or there's a happier ending.
No, I like
it
that
can go either
ending.
way.
It could go many ways.
I like the dark ending. I mean, I like.
But I
movies that
literally surmised that all just from watching Blue Velvet today.
So then what about you, Margarita? What are some ways you...
Aren't you a little hot?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So what about you, Margarita? Are there some ways that you go to, grasp that idea? Any techniques you use to kind of get you out of that funk and start getting creative?
Well, usually if I do try to write something, because I mean, I've tried to like write stories or something like that. I usually just like, I don't really think about it. I'll just like basically like start typing whatever comes to my head. And like, even if it's just like, I don't know what to write here, maybe like dogs, cats, birds. And I'll just like start just typing random things.
God, her writing must look like a schizophrenic. On
No,
just
but, like,
birds, birds, dogs, cats, poop, poop, poop.
Well, that's the
What
thing.
fuck's
It's
wrong with
like
Margarita?
when you finally like finish with whatever. Well, at least me. Well, like whatever. Like I'm done typing whatever I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know, like because sometimes you're writing, you're like this happened and this happened. You're like, oh shoot, then what happened? I just think about what I'm saying.
That's what you write?
What I think in that moment, I'll
Is that
just
what you
start
think
typing it
people
out.
write?
No, that's what I do.
You write like, oh shoot.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shoot, I don't know what to write anymore. Like,
Oh,
how am
okay.
I
No,
supposed
no,
to do
yeah,
this?
I see what you're saying.
And then I'll just like write down like today I did this, and then I'll be like, I'll look through it and I'll be like, okay, I don't need this, I don't need this, and then I'll read it. I'm just like, okay, I know where I was going with this,
Yeah.
and then I'll continue.
Okay.
That's
Actually,
how.
that's pretty good advice.
Thank you. But yeah, that's the first compliment I've gotten
I
this
like how
whole
we're all just
podcast.
looking at Tom waiting for the rest of it.
I know.
What?
Where's the rest of that comment coming from? What's next?
That's good advice. I think that if you could practice that on a consistent level, you can definitely start pushing out content.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say pooping out content.
Yeah, I mean,
Same
What-
thing, right?
you use whatever adverb you want. Fitting, pooping, pushing, whatever.
But I know for me, one of the things I like to do is get away.
Yeah.
I
Like
like to get in
leave?
the car, drive away, drive somewhere that's foreign, and then let that kind of
Like the Denny's.
take me there. Yeah, like the Denny's. Yeah, and I rarely. It's a lot more difficult at home. I mean, I can do it. You know, anyone could do it, but I guess it's just that placebo of being out there makes me feel like I'm even more creative.
I think you
Okay.
have this like mentality, like this like hipster mentality, right?
Me?
Or you're just like, I want to be at a coffee shop writing my novel.
Well, I actually go to the bars and write there.
See, I mean, you're like the more manly, badass version.
No, he's just like more
Of, like, 'cause
hipster.
there's
Oh,
like-
I'm the more hipster version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's like the, it's like, I wrote my book.
Is it
at
just
a
my
coffee
glasses that's making you say hipster? Because they're
No, dude.
circle?
shop. I think,
circle?
I actually
Yeah,
really
when
like
did you
your
get those glasses?
I think you
Not
look
so
quite
long ago.
beautiful with
Aw,
glasses.
thanks, buddy.
It's really quite nice.
Hides my face nicely.
I mean, I don't know how you think glasses hide your face.
Yeah,
It
isn't
hides
that what
your
they always
eyes
say?
maybe a little bit.
I just realized. Oh, I mean, I knew Tom always wore glasses, but right now I'm just like, you're both wearing glasses.
Yeah.
I just realized it right now.
I've known you when I was wearing glasses.
Really?
Yeah, I've worn glasses my whole life.
Shapes your face
Like the-
nicely.
The first time I saw it was
Thank you.
during the stream on Twitch.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the reason why I got another prescription, because my eyes almost fell out.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
stream
sense.
prior, I was like, oh my god, I was like, my eyes were hurting for like 3 days straight. Yeah, I strained them that much.
'Cause I remember a couple times in the lab, I'd been like, Steven, you need to get glasses because you'd always be like squinting like
Well, that's why I'm always
so
squinting.
hard at like whatever. He's like, what does that say? I'm like, it's like right in front of me, man.
It's a little difficult too, because I'm trying to learn not to not squint when I'm looking at things, you know, especially
Oh.
like writing. I'm still squinting. I'm like, wait a second. Dude, relax your eyes. You can actually see just fine.
When my eyes hurt for 3 days straight, I wonder why I squint and hate all the.
All
How's it
right.
going?
All right. One quick thing. I think
Yeah.
we're getting to that end, but
Yeah.
let me get
Oh,
one
we got
quick
some.
thing.
Yeah, we got some wrap up stuff to do, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Let's try this.
Okay.
So, who wants to go? Who's going to volunteer to go first?
I
for
will.
this? Okay. Tom,
Yeah, what's up?
tell me a movie that you saw since the last podcast that you really fucking hated and why.
I really
Like
hated.
probably the worst movie you've seen since then, and why did you hate it?
I really don't watch bad movies.
Oh my god, he's already kissing ass.
But shit.
Wait, so when you say you don't watch bad movies, does that mean you just immediately turn them off?
Yeah, like
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'll
that makes
stop.
sense. I don't. I'm like, I'm this far in. I'm 5 minutes in. I gotta go all
I
the
mean, I
way.
have no problem stopping a movie if I'm not into it. Literally because my list is like infinite of movies I need to watch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I have to stop it, I have no problem with it. So, like, oh, man, I really... Okay, so the last movie that I hated, because I really, honestly, I'm not fucking around. I don't see movies I don't like. Like,
Yeah.
I know... it's very rare that I'll watch a movie
I don't
didn't
know,
like.
man. You've made us watch some movies for
But I
movie
like-
nights, and
But
it's
they're
pretty
fun as
torturous.
fuck, dude.
Okay. So
But-
you have like a different like definition of bad movies.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
because like
to me,
even the fun ones, like
They're-
the bed that ate people,
yeah, that was pretty
like
awesome.
30 minutes in, it was like, okay, could I just stop?
I loved it. But so look. Let me phrase this. I know this may sound arrogant or whatever, but like
Oh, no.
I kind of I have a very good idea of movies I will not like.
Okay.
I've only been.
How do you have this idea? What's communicating this to you?
Either I'll see a review or a trailer. I'll have a good idea because I really don't not like any movie. Like I can find things to like about everything.
Well, yeah.
The last two movies I've hated, and the funny thing is I saw them kind of close to each other. I hated Justice League and I hated the new Star Wars.
Which one did you hate more?
The new Star Wars.
Why?
Because one, it's Star Wars, and two,
Yeah.
it has some of the worst characters. and I know. See, to me, like I've been trying to like push this thing lately because I was like debating with people online like why the new Star Wars is not good,
Yeah.
and like a lot of people are like, yeah, it sucks, and there are some people that are like really like that movie, and I don't understand. Like the characters are really bad, the plot is awful, but like I try to push that like just the plot doesn't matter in Star Wars. What matters in Star Wars is like there's cool characters,
Yeah.
cool things happen. Like that's what matters in
Well,
Star
that
Wars.
definitely happened in this one. I mean,
But
there's cool
there
characters
aren't.
and
No,
cool
they
stuff
like they
happen.
all have bad endings. Every character introduced makes really weird decisions, and
Okay.
like don't like Benicio del Toro's character started out really cool. I was like, whoa, this like he might actually be a pretty interesting character. This might be pretty
Yeah.
cool, and it has no payoff, nothing. It just turns out he's a bad guy. I'm like,
Well, I kind of felt maybe that was what they were going for. This kind of nihilistic approach to like, nothing really matters.
I felt it
I
was.
don't know. That's kind of what I got.
I
Like
don't want to
this
say
sub.
I don't want to say
it
it was nihilistic. I want to say that bad writing. It's not that nothing matters. It was that they couldn't write something that was better.
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree, but I felt like
Which
maybe
hurts
they were,
my heart because I love Ryan Johnson.
well, maybe he hasn't earned it quite yet.
But he made like Looper and
Yeah,
Brick.
Yeah, it's 2 movies, man.
Bloom's Brothers was okay.
Yeah,
Brothers
that's all
Bloom.
right. Brothers Bloom.
I liked it. It was okay.
But
But he
all
made
right.
Looper. Do you remember Looper? It was so good. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Margarita, movie you hated.
Movie I
Victoria.
hated. I didn't hate that one. I mean, usually scary movies don't necessarily scare me anymore. I don't think they don't have like that.
I don't think that's the effect though. Did people really?
Yeah, I think if you're looking at a scary movie like that, then you're looking at it wrong, personally.
No, but I mean, I had fun with the movie. Like usually I don't expect anything. Like that's how I go into like movie theaters to watch any
But
movie.
movies can't really scare anyone. You're literally in
No,
a
but, like,
comfortable
it's-
seat
it's-
watching a screen.
No, it's you could still get like some kind of like fear out of it.
No, but I'm saying if you're gonna go into it where like, yeah, movies don't scare me anymore, it's because
No, I
don't know,
go
maybe-
into it hoping that it'll be a good
Dude,
story
you're one
and
of
it'll
those jaded
scare
ass people
me.
that like,
Yeah, it wasn't scary. It was just like that.
Yeah, it wasn't scary, but it doesn't mean I can't
a
enjoy
movie
it.
you disliked.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I don't really watch too many movies. So if I think about it, I'm like Victoria's the only one I saw.
well, if not since the last podcast, then whenever
Huh?
you've
When
seen
was
a
the
bad
last movie you can remember you not liking?
I mean, I'm sure you've seen some
Okay,
bad ones.
okay, I might get a lot of hate from this, but like even maybe from you, Tom, and Katie too,
Uh-oh.
and maybe anyone who likes old time movies. But I did not like that one movie we saw at your house with that one skinny old man, that haunted one.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the chicken and the cow or
Oh,
something.
the Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with Don Knotts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like skinny. I was thinking like,
I was like,
Vincent
what?
Price or something.
I was like
Yeah,
Casablanca. And I was like, you're off the podcast. I never
No.
want to see you ever again.
No, I
No, dude, that movie's whatever.
Well,
was like-
I know
I mean, it's cute.
I know,
It's just
I know
that- yeah,
it's like
exactly.
one of those movies. I thought I know Katie really liked.
Yeah,
it,
it's like
right?
it's because she's like it's full of childhood nostalgia for her.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not a
okay.
good movie.
Okay. No, but the reason I didn't like that movie was because of the guy. It was
'Cause of
just
Don
it
Knotts'
was
face?
so no, not his face. It was
Oh,
just so
that's why I don't like
frustrating
him.
how cowardly and chicken he was.
I mean, but that's like okay to hate it for that because
Like, that's
not,
the
that
whole
means it's
point.
not for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's not
the whole,
for you. It's
yeah.
for the fans of that stupid ass guy.
Yeah, like
Don
but
Knotts?
that's the point
No,
of the
Don
movie.
Knotts is
He's
fine.
Mr. Chicken. He's supposed to be
What
all
stupid ass
scared.
guy?
Don Knotts.
Oh.
But that's
He's fine. I was just-
that's
I
the
was
point of the
kidding.
movie, though. You know, like him being like a chicken. But like it just frustrated me on how much he was, and I was like, dude, like have some balls, do something, stop
Hey.
being a little weenie.
Shit can get scary, okay?
I know,
What
but like
scary situations?
I
Have you ever
work
been
alone in
a
a giant
Have you
stadium
ever
by
been in a
myself.
monster haunted house?
But that's what that's all about,
like,
though. That's literally
not.
what those movies are all about.
Oh, but you guys
But his
asked me
movies.
what movie.
No, it's
I
fine.
Didn't like
I
yet.
agree. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think that movie was that great. But I'd never say that to Katie.
Yeah,
But
I,
no,
wouldn't-
I
I
get
wouldn't say that either.
Even
But
though she'll
I
hear this
mean,
on the podcast.
Maybe.
Don't listen to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
Just like
At least
Kylie.
this not far in, you know.
She'll be like, I've heard Tom way too much today.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You don't like me, Kylie?
No, that's what
she
Katie's
doesn't.
gonna say.
Oh,
No, but that's like the only movie
Well,
that
Kylie
I can
doesn't
think
like
of.
me anyway.
That's the only movie that actually frustrated me.
It frustrated you?
Yeah,
That's
it's like
funny.
those 5-minute hack videos, and you're all like, "That would take me like an hour to finish," and I would just get like pissed off and like because they lied to me. I don't know. It's just like one of those movies that actually like got on my nerves.
what about you,
because-
buddy? You hate a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Is it kind of hard for you to pick something? 'Cause I feel like you watch a lot of shit even though you hate it. And not only that, you like just hate stuff just to hate stuff sometimes. Because that's why you don't like Drive. I've never actually heard. The only reason I've ever heard you say you don't like Drive is because you said there's not enough driving in it. Which is the worst reason to hate a movie called Drive in my entire life.
It's a fucking movie called Driver. There's no fucking driver. It's like, what the fuck? Don't
That's
they
the
know how to,
only thing I've ever heard you say was
don't
bad
they know how
about
to
it.
fucking title a movie?
Which is the worst reason to hate a movie I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, that's funny.
We're peeking a lot.
Let me see. A movie that I hated a lot. Gosh, I can't, because I've seen so many bad ones, but I don't know if I necessarily hate them. Because there was like the.
I mean, you hated Star Wars, right?
Well, yeah, I guess.
And you just watched that last night.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I thought you watched it with your family last night.
No, we were just talking about it over dinner. We were just talking about how much Star Wars sucked. But a movie like that was really bad, and it was kind of like, oh my god. And then the fact that there's like a second and a third one now, The Human Centipede.
Oh, yeah, we didn't watch that. It's pretty good, I thought. The first one's pretty fun.
Well, I guess I was very upset because I like heard how like gross and disgusting it was.
And it's not gross and disgusting at all.
I mean, in context, right?
Like the first time I saw that movie was like this girl came up to me. Well, she was kind of my friend.
Yeah.
She came up to me and she was like, "Do you want to see The Human Centipede?" And I was like, "Nah."
You're like,
like
"Not with you, loser."
I was like, "No, it's too long, and like I have a class soon."
No one in my entire life has ever come up to me and asked to watch a movie.
No one still does.
Sorry.
We do a podcast with them.
No one's ever come up to me. No one ever. A single human being has never approached me and asked me anything other than like, "Can I get something from you from work or something?"
Oh, I'm sorry, tough.
Oh, that's funny.
No, but like she came up to me and she's like, "Are you like you want to go see the movie?" And I was like, "No, like I'm gonna have class soon or whatever," because this was at BBC. She's like, "No, I just want to show you the gross parts."
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess," and that's all she showed me. So like,
Did you say, "Wait, your face"?
Huh?
You should have told her your face.
Oh.
I just want to show you the gross parts, and you said, "Wait, what? Your face?"
No.
And then been confused and walked away.
I know. She'd been like, "What did?" Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so
maybe
to
you'd
me
get
it
rid
was
of
just
one
like
less
that
human.
was all I knew about the movie was those parts. So in my head I was like, "Oh, that movie is nasty." But then when you see it in full, you're just like,
Yeah, it's not the. Well, also
It's
I guess
really-
because it's built up like to be such a bad movie, but also like I mean it's one of those movies, and I watch these all the time. Just where at the end of it, I'm like, man, I really wish I had that 2 hours back.
Yeah.
Like, could I just have those 2 hours of my life back? You know,
So that was Human Centipede for you?
that I've seen recently.
Yeah.
You know, so I saw that after Star Wars, but yeah, I guess a movie that like offended me literally would probably be like Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't blame you with that. Star Wars was
Well,
fucking
Justice
awful.
League was pretty bad too.
Justice League was
And it's
horrific.
like, man, these are some of my favorite superheroes.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe you had some ideas for the other movies. Can we go down them? No, you're
I
just
just,
gonna
like-
change it completely up.
It just blows my mind, like, how those movies get made. Like, they get approved by another human being.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe the studios are just that fucking stupid or that out of touch.
Well,
I
that's
mean, I know I
what
should
that's what
shit
they
talk on
say.
them
That's
and
what they
stuff.
say though, is like these money making part of the producers. They don't know what a good script is.
Yeah.
So they just see like Batman, and they're
They're
like,
like,
okay,
yes.
yep, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Look at all the other Batman movies. They like this, and they don't give any like mind, or they don't even know what a good story looks like.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on a...
Well, but it's true, and
No,
you know
yeah.
that pertains to people who come up with certain ideas, because you know it is an industry, and you got to come up to ideas that are going to work if you want that movie to be made.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah. That's that's just a tangent I wanted to bring up a little bit. So before we get into our like homework for the next episode,
Oh shit! I thought you were gonna say now before we get into the actual episode.
before we get into like the homework for the next episode and the wrap up, I wanted to ask you about that Oscar thing.
Oh,
Because Steven had been telling me that since he's
That's
been
right.
editing the Oscar episode, that an argument that I made during that episode had
Yeah.
changed his mind, but he wouldn't talk about it until the next episode.
I like how you had that smile on your face. You're like, what did I make? his
Because
mind
honestly,
change on?
I can't remember a single thing I said from that episode. So I
Yeah,
could
we
be
both died that
completely.
day.
Oh, I can imagine. Thank the Lord for editing. But yeah, for that movie, I was thinking about it a lot more, and I think it still rings true that Dunkirk should have been Best Picture. I think that still rings true. But you know how Shape of Water won, and then all of our other votes and whatnot. I think you changed my mind on Three Billboards.
Oh, good.
Because I was thinking about it more, and I was like, because I really like The Shape of Water and Dunkirk, but they didn't really get their hands dirty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't go for very difficult subjects currently.
Yeah.
And so it was,
Rape and racism and
yeah, rape and racism, but more than that, just the fact that they were willing to tackle these societal ideas of racism being systemic, for one. And then just showing that just because someone says something doesn't necessarily make them that bigot.
right.
You know, because each of these characters are good people for the most part, right? In their own way.
Yeah.
But then they're, they're doing awful things. They're saying all these racist words, and it's just showing, especially in this climate where it's very like polarized. Like you can't say this and you can't say that, and it doesn't matter if this is right and that's wrong or whatever. It's just like if you're saying these certain things, you're just instantly the worst person of that, right? If you say like Beaner, you're instantly KKK Hitler member.
Yeah.
And maybe you just made it as a joke or whatever, or you just didn't even mean it. Because let's be honest, we all love saying a good racist joke, and most of the time when you say it, you really don't mean it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny.
I don't know if you guys know the musical Avenue Q, but they have actual song in there, and what is it?
Maybe you mean it a little bit, but not completely,
it's
right?
Like
you don't believe
everyone's
it.
a little bit racist, but
Yeah, of
like
course.
we don't go around committing hate crimes,
Yeah.
And it's just like that little thing that everyone has, and it's like everyone's a little bit sexist, everyone's a little bit racist, everyone hates or dislikes someone, and it's okay. Like as long as you don't go around like shanking people just because they're like black or white.
Exactly, and that's what that movie had, where all these characters who do these acts, where in this current climate they'd be considered racist.
Yeah.
You know, and I could easily see someone saying like that movie was racist and sexist or something if they wanted to. But the fact that they were willing to tackle that and kind of show that, racism is maybe larger than we think, because these heroes of the story were still using these words, so it kind of shows that flaw. And then also just to show that just because you say these words, or maybe even if you have a small perspective of that, doesn't necessarily mean you're evil. And then also with what that movie had, where all these people doing these righteous acts, right?
Right. The movie made degradable people redeemable human beings by the end of the movie.
But not just that, but they were going in righteous directions, like a mother wanting retribution for her raped and burned alive daughter.
Right.
Sam Rockwell wanting to see justice served and to see people be treated fairly.
Yeah.
Right. And then even Woody Harrelson not wanting to put his family through the ordeal of watching him slowly die.
Right. Yeah, and then on top of it, like being blamed.
Yeah. Well, no, not really that. But they take these righteous paths, but Woody Harrelson's righteousness is him committing suicide. Sam Rockwell's is him like beating up that black dude in interrogation, the billboard guy, and possibly going to murder someone.
Yeah.
Frances McDormand, all of the stuff she did, tarnish a good man's name, Woody Harrelson's name, and then go to kill someone. These are righteous acts. You could understand why she would do all of these things. But then to show that, like, just because you're in the pursuit of what you think is right doesn't mean it is right.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I think, just like, I mean, if someone's wrong, if someone's like, I'm a Nazi and I hate everyone, then you're wrong. But like it's kind of just a matter of respecting everyone's opinion and like listening.
Right, you're showing them empathy when everyone's saying that they don't deserve it.
Yeah, even if you don't like agree with them, it's kind of just like, okay, what do you have to say? Listen to what I have to say, and maybe we can find some kind of middle ground. And a lot of people don't do that nowadays because they're like, you're wrong, you're racist, and I'm right because I love everyone. I'm just like, there's a middle, I'm
not. Well, I don't want to get into this too much because I think I have a lot to say about this a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I mean, with just real quick within that movie specifically, like it was willing to
the context of the movie
to tackle these really tough subjects where like Get Out was also, and maybe Lady Bird a little bit, and I don't know about Call Me by My Name, but even with Get Out, it kind of still approached it with a perspective that didn't try to build understanding.
Right.
Whereas this kind of just try to, and maybe because I believe he's not even American, right? The writer.
No, he's Irish.
Yeah. So maybe it took like a foreigner to kind of really look at our idiocy with how we view all of this stuff and to kind of show us the insane parts of our societal views on race.
The thing that I love the most, or one of the things I liked a lot about the movie is the redemption of irredeemable characters, because Sam Rockwell is at the start of the movie kind of a monster, a very bad person.
Yeah, he's definitely not a good person.
And through the movie you start to see, he's a human being, like,
not just that,
all
but
these other things.
You see the reason behind why he did the things he did.
Right. And I don't know, to me, none of the other films in Best Picture anyway, at least tried to do that. They tried,
exactly. And that's why I really like
it was all very much like the villains were very obviously the villains.
Yeah.
They were like, but in Three Billboards, there's kind of a villain. Like
the antagonists or the protagonists. I mean, technically they're not, but they feel like the villains. The heroes
Everyone's
feel like
kind of an anti-hero. Everyone has redeeming qualities. and
or
the
an
character,
anti-villain.
right? Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Everyone was very much, except for like the one obvious antagonist, which is the guy that we believe is the murderer.
Yeah.
Which is up to your interpretation if he is or not. Even though the movie's telling you it's not. But
Yeah.
I guess the better point of the film is it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But I digress. The thing is, it's like these characters are real as real human beings. Were as real as human beings are.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
Shape of Water, everyone was very characterized and is very much
And very upstanding within that
Right.
dynamic of who they're supposed to be.
right. There's
Right.
like the villain. There's Michael Shannon, the bad guy.
Yeah, there's the gay guy. He's very noble, but he's also
You know,
oppressed because he's homosexual.
Right.
And so, but he never like.
The same with the black woman, the Olivia
Yeah.
Spencer's Octavia Spencer's character. You know, she's the oppressed wife. She's African American. Like all
Yeah.
these things are against her, and she
It
like,
never shined
rises
that
above
light
it.
on her in a
But-
sense.
But it's just like a very characterized version of that. Like
Yeah.
it's something new that we've seen. Maybe that's wrong to say, but she's like the strong, independent black woman.
Yeah.
But she has all these levels of oppression on her, and she stands above that at the end, which is something we've seen before. Even though it's a very strong and important story to tell, it's something we've seen before. And I feel like
and
each
they-
demographic that was in Shape of Water was nothing new that we hadn't seen before,
they
except
re-
for like fucking fish people.
They remain. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's why I got Best Picture. But they remain in their range group, right? Like
right.
the
It was
good
safe.
people.
It was the safe movie to pick as a good
Oh, okay,
because
yeah.
Well, the
I
good
see what
the
you're
good
saying,
people are
yeah.
good. The bad people are bad.
Yeah, there's
and
no,
they don't
like,
transition. Whereas in with Three Billboards, they're all. It's like who's even good? Like what is?
right. They're
it
all
really-
over the place.
And honestly, if you pay attention, it really makes you question what is good.
Yeah.
So because of that, it really got me to. I was like, you know what? Yeah. Just the fact that he chose to touch on that subject, and I think he executed it.
Yeah.
He,
Oh yeah.
Like it's a very difficult thing to execute, and he was able to accomplish that. So it really made me gain a
wasted
different level of respect.
No wasted frames in that film. What I love the most. Everything built upon an existing part of that character and pushed that character forward. Every single scene.
Well, and Bruges is a really good
Yeah.
movie, right? Like a lot of people really respect it. So,
Yeah.
and this is how many years later? So he's
A lot. Like maybe like 10.
more refined, you know.
Yeah.
And he's just a very talented writer and director, right? He directed
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Writer director.
Wow.
So let's go into next week's homework since are you having a wrap up discussions about ideas or anything like
the
that?
movie, or just like in general. No,
Oh, this is the homework?
you sound disappointed.
I was hoping
I don't think I've ever heard. Well, I definitely heard kids say that. This is the homework.
I thought it was the one that I've been looking forward to. Fuck it, let's do that one.
Okay.
Okay.
So the homework, so scratch the one that's on the paper. The homework for the next podcast is you need to have written a 1 to 2 page script
Oh yeah. I'm
featuring
excited
two
for that.
characters having dialogue, and then the the opposite two will be reading the characters, and then you, the writer, will be reading the action.
So
for
we'll
the
be like the
script.
narrators.
Yeah, you read the action, so it's like blah 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 walked into the room, and then Steven says, "Hi, I'm blah blah blah," and
Yeah,
then I say,
okay.
"Hi, I'm da da da," and then you would read da da da, puts his
Da,
hand
da,
down.
da.
So yeah,
Da, da,
we need to do
da, da.
that, and then we'll do little performances on the podcast next
Awesome.
podcast.
That'd be fun. I'm excited.
Naked.
No.
Naked, absolutely.
The movie's a porno.
Yeah,
Good
we
thing.
have to
no-
act it
there's-
out as closely as possible.
Nobody has to see us though, so it doesn't matter. We can wear whatever we want.
Yeah. Yes.
That's very true.
I said wear. I'm gonna wear clothes.
I'm just gonna wear a
That's
rubber
what I'm
ducky
wearing right
in
now.
my ass.
Affleck.
Affleck. All right, so a quick preview of next week's episode. We'll be into finding and building a crew based on a micro or no budget.
Ooh.
So,
fun.
not exact. So my idea is what we've kind of have discussed before was
Yeah.
what you can expect if you were in a real Hollywood production, the full budget, full cast and crew. But you don't get that luxury when you're an independent filmmaker. You're
Oh,
the
yeah.
director, you're the DP, you're the lighting guy.
Especially amateur.
Right. So what I want to talk about is how do you convince your friends, family? Can you afford, like, what kind of budget do you need to start to afford that kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I want to talk about. I think that's what's going to be helpful for the next upcoming filmmaker. Not necessarily describing what each job is,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just kind of describing what you can expect when you're dealing with amateurs.
Sounds good.
That's the next
On the
podcast.
next
Anything
All right.
else?
I think that's it. Good buddy.
All right. So this is Tom Casper signing off.
Oh wait, we should plug in our stuff that we're doing on the side.
Oh yeah. So you have anything to plug? I mean, I've been streaming. My stream is twitch.tv/liquidtoasty. I primarily stream Fortnite. I've been hankering to do some streams of some other games, like doing like a long stream, finishing Resident Evil 4 or
that'd be awesome.
Symphony of the Night or something. So I've been really wanting to play those two games specifically. But that's definitely something I'll be doing. Yeah, that's like
Around what time do you stream?
I stream between 5 and 7, mostly like during the week, except for like Sundays.
Except for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And I got my stream going.
Yeah,
That comes on
definitely check it out.
around
Good overlay.
10 p.m. at night, Monday through Thursday. Twitch.tv/Stephen T. And I think probably mid-April, I'm going to launch like the actual episodes, like me streaming now. Because right
Okay.
now it's kind of more just practice. And then eventually launch the bigger stuff.
What do you got
Nice.
going on, Marga?
I
Where can the
never
people find you?
post on social media, but you can still find me under my name. It's Margali, Margalie.
And where
If
is
you
that?
want to follow me on Instagram or Snapchat,
Instagram or Snapchat?
I never
Alright.
post those, so don't expect anything.
You know,
and then
why don't you post on Instagram? You're going to have to start.
it's
You got to
because
promote us, girl.
I just don't think I'm that
You
interesting.
got to take this podcast next level shit.
Well,
you know
maybe
what I mean?
I'll post this stuff
All
maybe
right.
on my thing.
Hope you guys all enjoyed. That's a
I
wrap.
was gonna say one more thing.
Damn, look at it. You just got to cut off a woman, huh? You sexist motherfucker.
I was gonna say I was gonna start streaming with Steven soon.
You're going to start streaming with me soon?
Yeah, you said you wanted me to join
Like on Chatter.
as like once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while, sure.
Yeah,
Because I'm going to just do magic, you know?
yeah, but like when I come over, I'm like, hey, I want to stream.
No.
with
Yeah. I'm not going to make you play magic.
Oh, okay, I'm like, I don't know how to play Magic. People I think will like just kill me. And we're done.
And cut.